Hello everyone and welcome back to my YouTube channel, or welcome to the channel if you are new here. We are back with a new video in which we're gonna have a look at my newest version of the realistic save file, which is Oasis Springs. I gave my best to finish this save by this time because, long story short, I'll be going away for a couple of weeks and I won't be able to play The Sims, stream my normal schedule. And I gave myself this deadline to complete the save now and to release it now in August, because when I'll be back, it's going to be September already. And I feel like already a lot of people, think about autumn, and Oasis Springs is a summer themed world. And because it's a summer themed world, I wanted to not postpone it until September. And here it is. The save file is now complete. It's done. And I cannot wait to dive into it and to show you everything I did, including all the builds, all the townies, and all the tool work I did in the neighborhoods. And you're going to see that this new Oasis Spring is so different than how you already know it is. And I gave my best, as I did with the previous versions that I released. And yes, I think we're going to jump into it to check the save. And yes, I think I want to cover at the beginning all the essential informations about the save file. And the most important thing is that this save file is a no CC save file. So basically, you do not need any mods or custom content for this save to work for you. I used, in fact, Tool Mod to customize the neighborhoods in Oasis Springs, but you do not need this mod installed for the world to look exactly how it looks for me. One more important thing for you to know is that in order for you to have the exact neighborhoods that I did, the exact builds, the exact outfits for the townies, you need all the packs for this save file. As I did for my previous versions, I used all the packs that are currently released, including the kits, but I did not use any maker kits from the marketplace. So all you need are expansion packs, game packs, stuff packs, and the kits or creator kits that are actually not on the marketplace, not creator, maker packs, let's call them like that. And other than that, I need to say that the save is going to be on early access on my Patreon, and you can download from there, but you can also download the previous save files that I released. So each time I'm adding a new world to the actual save, it's gonna have the world I previously did. So by now we completed Willow Creek, Sulani, New Crest, Henford-On-Bagley, and Brindleton Bay. And now I thought it was the time to complete Oasis Springs, the base game world that I wasn't such a fan of, but for some reason now it grew on me and I'm starting to feel like it's one of my favorites. I am not used with desert lots. I'm not used with this aesthetic, but I cannot wait to show you what I actually did. And I really hope you're gonna love this. So yes, you guys, as you can see, everything in Oasis Springs looks so much different than you already knew it was before. And I built from scratch every single lot on this neighborhood. I did everything in the past 2 months. But actually, it's been a roller coaster because I actually started to build these lots here in this neighborhood, I think, in June. And then I had to stop. I wasn't able to stream. I had some things going on. And I built off camera these 4 lots here back in July. And then August came and I was freaking out that I won't be able to share the save on time for you to enjoy it while still is summertime. And actually all the builds that you see here, these mansions, the park, this neighborhood, and the desert one, I did these lots in the past 10 days. So from 1st August to it's 9th today that I'm making this video, I built nonstop more than 15, 14 hours a day to complete this and to share it for you. And yes, speaking about this save file, you know, the townies that are actually in Oasis Springs, they are still here. We have a lot of lore going on. I try to give, you know, some spicy things here and there. But I believe we're going to talk about the builds first and take everything one step at a time. So I assume we're going to go on this lot right here because I think it's one of my favorite from this neighborhood. It's a not occupied lot. And I went with these builds with a mid-century modern vibe. We know Oasis being, you know, well known for mid-century builds. And I tried my best to integrate homes where you can live with your Sims and also starter homes. We have a starter right here. And also residential rentals for your Sims to rent spaces, as is this one right here. And of course, who can be the landlord if not Nancy, Landgraab? But we're going to talk about Nancy later. All right, I really want to show you this build because it's one of my favorite, and you tell me if I manage to complete and to add to this build the mid-century looks that actually deserved it. And then we're going to talk about what's in the other lots on this neighborhood. As you can see, it's a very different shape than most of my homes that I usually do. You know, I'm more into traditional, I don't know, suburban homes or even like mansions that are big but have the look of an actual home. And actually, this one was such fun to make. And as you can see, I use diagonal walls. I never do that. Diagonal walls are impossible for me. More impossible than rounded walls, because I think I use actually rounded walls often than I use diagonal, often than I build on a diagonal. But yes, as you can see, the landscape, it's very desert type. And if we go inside, we have a master bedroom, a room for a kid, and an open space dining, kitchen, and living area. And I think that I love the most the fact that in this save file, throughout all the builds, I used a lot of color. And as you can see, we have blue, orange, yellow, and I really think everything here, it, you know, looks very mid-century modern. I used a lot of gallery art throughout the whole buildings, you know, to give it a different type of aesthetic and to make it more pretty. Also, here we have the master bathroom, very chic, I would say. And then we have a home office for the person that maybe, you know, maybe they run a business or they are into the writing career. Or I think an office, it's a mandatory thing for Sims to have in order to do daily things, especially work. I see myself in that, and I really love this office so much. And yes, this is the first house, and then we're gonna run quickly into the next one because I really think I will talk a lot in this video, guys. Okay, so the next lot I want to show you is the one next door of this home. Is actually a residential rental where just the household lives currently. In this house over here, we have Dawn Lothario and Cassandra Goth. They are engaged and they are now living in this mid-century house. And I really, really am so excited with how this turned out. You know, I'm not usually going with this kind of interiors in my builds. And it was so refreshing for me and so interesting to actually, you know, do something different for once and use colors and lights colors. Like I use the light coloring so much in this save. And during the night, everything looks so pretty with, you know, all the lighting. And overall, I think this is one of my favorite interiors from this save. And they have the bedroom here, and over here is their bathroom. Very cutesy, also with some lighting. And yes, overall, it's, I think, the perfect, I would say apartment, but it's a house, the perfect house for a couple. I see, you know, everything being modern in a way. And I really, really like this so much. And over to the other side on the same lot, we have 2 more units over to this building. I would call this a duplex kind of apartment building. I don't know if it's a duplex house. Doesn't really look like a house. It's looking more as a duplex apartment. And we have 2 units here. These ones are not so decorated because I want you to have your own story, your own touch to the, family that you maybe want to move in here and decorate this however you want. Maybe start the rags to riches and have your own story going on. And the one underneath is actually empty. You can do whatever you want here if you rent. It's very cheap, of course, because it's empty. But I really thought this is also a good thing to have for people that want to, decorate. But you also have in this safe a lot of bills that actually are furnished and ready to move in. Okay, so here we are, guys, on this residential rental again with 2 units. And here we have 2 mid-century homes that are, I don't know, I love these. Like, I remember when I built them, I wasn't so excited with them. But now seeing them again makes me excited, and I'm happy with how they turned out. And this house over here is actually occupied by the Roomie's household. They all share this house that they rented from Nancy Landgraab. And again, I have this open space kind of layout, and I'm obsessed with all the colors I've been using. It's something so new for me, and I'm so enchanted. I don't even know how to put it because, as I said, I do not use colors. I should use a lot of colors in my builds. Why am I not doing that? We have an open kitchen right here with living area, dining, and over to this side, an exit way to this patio. And over here, we have Zoe's bedroom. I love this bedroom. Look at this. I know this is looking like CC, but it's not. This is actually a bed that was free from the marketplace. You can have it. It was from Cibulet. And also the mirror that's here in the corner. I love these so much. I'm so happy we get free stuff to download from the marketplace. And upstairs, oh, wait, the bathroom. This is Zoe's bathroom. I love this bathroom so much. So if you're wondering about the paintings that I have everywhere, they are gallery art that I actually stacked on top of a painting. As you can see, they are stacked with this base game painting, and they look so good together. And the gallery art, if you search on the gallery, you can find a bunch of amazing paintings that you can use in your builds. And upstairs, we have the room for the boys, the 3 boys that live with Zoe. We have a modern bedroom right here. I'm obsessed. I forgot, I forgot how I furnished this, believe me. I built so much lately. I had to do a lot of things, and I completely forgot how I made this. Yes, this is another nice room. And over to this side, we have a family house that you can rent if you have a larger family. As you can see, we have a patio and balcony. And also in the back here, we have also a lot of lights. Everything looks so cozy during night everywhere. I try to play with lights in all the buildings, and I'm so happy with the result. And inside, I think this is my favorite interior. Not the house for Cassandra and Dawn. This is the one I love the most because I use green, which is my favorite color, and also orange, which is my second favorite color. And I love this combo so much. And as you can see, everything feels as you live, in the late 80s. I know the mid-century retro modern style that was back then was more clutter and vintage. This is more modernized, but I still love it so much. And upstairs, we have a master bedroom with a bathroom and a nursery for a baby and a room for a kid. I use pink in here, and I feel it's so, so pretty. I love this very much. Now I want to show you guys a starter house that I did the first time I decided to rebuild Oasis Springs. I started with this small house, and I loved it so much that I couldn't really manage to work with the budget. I do not know how to make starter homes. I am so sorry. If you want to move in here, you probably have to delete, I don't even know what. Maybe get a fridge that's not so expensive, because here it says it's 17K, but from the map view, it's 21K, and I don't really understand why. Even in the back here, I used debug that cost nothing to make it feel a bit decorated because it was empty. But okay, it's pathetic how it's looking inside, I know. But outside, I think it's the cutest starter house that I did. And I just love the rounded shape and the landscaping here in the front. I wish I would decorate it properly without the budget limitation, but that's what we have. Okay, so here we are on this 20 by 30 lot where is actually happening a lot. I know it seems we have 3 separate buildings, but in fact we have a small business that's running here by this couple, the Garcia household. They are married and they probably inherited this space and had some money from parents, or I don't know the background. I know that their dream is to be the best businessman, the best businesswoman. Actually, she's a chef that's working at this diner. And he is a tattoo artist because we also have a tattoo studio on this lot. The small business that we have here has different activities that Sims can do. They can eat the food that Alma Garcia is actually cooking at the diner. They can drink tea because we have a bubble tea store, and get tattooed, as I said, browse and buy items because we have a retail store where you can buy outfits, and do laundry because I also integrated a laundromat. So it's a multi-purpose build, and I think my favorite is the diner. I know it doesn't look like the actual retro diner that, you know, the actual aesthetic a retro diner has, but I don't know, it feels like that fast food type of, you know, building, and I really like how it's looking. And as you can see inside, we have a lot of paintings and this red and white color scheme. Here they make the fast food, which is, you know, it has to be fast and be served. And actually people come here, pay at the ticket kiosk, and they actually having such a good time. Actually my sim, oh, it's right here in the tattoo studio. I went with a pink and black color scheme. I love this. I remember when I built this, I feel so nostalgic that I completed now. I remember I didn't knew how I wanted everything to look. And here we have the laundromat, which is also pastel-y. I used a lot of pastel colors in this save, and I think that's why I love it so much, because I went with a lot of fun colors. And here we have the small bubble tea store. And if we open the business, you can actually see how people do their job. Sebastian here is supposed to tend the tattoo table, and Alma is supposed, look at all of this laundry, so much laundry, and that's happening because of the laundromat. I will quickly add them to the washing machine, why not? And look, we also have employees. He's tending the coffee bar, and we also have an employee here to the bubble tea one. And if you're not playing with the household, so currently I'm playing with the owners, but if you don't, she's gonna do the actual task that she has to do as an employee to the actual business. As you can see, Sebastian is tending the tattoo table. She's supposed to clean and cook, and the other employees are supposed to tend the espresso bars, bubble tea counters, and coffee counters. But they're actually coming, having food here, and I really think it's a very fun way to do, I don't know, gameplay, I think. I did this with Bob and Eliza in Willow Creek, and I love that diner. But now I think this one, it's, I don't know, I like it even more. Look, it's been open for 2 hours in the sim, already made 140. It's a very good way to make money, basically, with all of the things that happen here. And I will travel with my sim to the community lots area. That's my favorite in this new Oasis Springs. Okay, so we're gonna see now the Mirage Canyon neighborhood. And from left to right, we have here a motel, which is a small business run by the Landgraabs. Then we have a Bakroom lot type, which came with Royalty and Legacy pack. and I will explain more about it once we're going to travel there. We have a pool and gym, and then we have a restaurant with a movie theater. And I think we're going to start with the Mirage Motel because I really think it's such a nice way to like see how a business works if you're not playing with the household that actually runs that business. Because as I said, this business is owned by Geoffrey Landgraab, and he actually made his son Malcolm. Look, he's here. He's standing the bar. That's what I wanted for in my story. Let's say Geoffrey wanted to give a lesson to Malcolm to learn how to actually make some money, and they disown already one kid. If he wants to be disowned, he can do his own, but he needs to put his mind to work, let's say. And this is the Mirage Canyon Motel, where you can have late nights, you can have a cool day at the pool, and you can also have some drinks at this coffee shop that's right here in the back. As you can see, I went with this very mint and pink color scheme. And if we look inside for a moment, you're gonna see again a very mid-century kind of aesthetic. I tried to also add some toddler beds. Maybe you're traveling, maybe you are a couple with a baby, a toddler. You're traveling to all the worlds, and you need a place to stay while you're visiting Oasis Springs. So you have a room here. You come, pay a fee, hourly fee, I would add, and you spend time here. And also the same rooms are happening downstairs. Right over here, we have towels. It's a nice ambient, I would say, with this wood. On the main floor, as I said, we have this cafeteria type of store. I would say not even like coffee store, because we have here ads with donuts, ice cream. So we can pretend you can get like a lot, not just coffee, but you can actually get coffee or croissants, I think, from this bar. And yes, as you can see, a lot of people are coming here, and we can swim, you can lounge here. Oh, this is so cozy. I would love here. That's why I said this is very summer themed save file, I would say. But if we zoom out a little bit, you can have a pretty good picture of how this neighborhood is looking. I spent a lot of time in this neighborhood trying to make it more lived in, more filled in, and I really think it's my favorite from Oasis Springs. I feel like every lot in this neighborhood fits with each other, and I really wish it was nighttime so I can show you the view during night. I will quickly make it nighttime. The night view in this neighborhood, for me, it's outstanding. I never played with lights in my builds, in my safe house before, and I feel like this neighborhood is the perfect one to have this beautiful, light nighttime aesthetic. I don't even know how to put it. And as you can see, a lot of retro vibes everywhere. From walking down the street to the actual builds, we have cars, we have things I carefully added to make everything look more alive. Also in this side, we have a lot of things. We have playground for kids. We have a lot of lounge chairs and towels where you can get a suntan, even a basketball court right over to this side. And overall, everything is more filled. I try to add this gas station here. I know it's, a fake thing. It just gives you a different vibe, at least to me. And I really hope you're gonna like this. Okay, you guys, here we are in this backroom lot where we can actually do a lot of things. The backroom lot came with the Royalty and Legacy pack. And the things that you can do with this lot type is that during the day, this lot is working as a library, gym, or museum. And after 8 p.m. during the night is working as a nightclub. And I really think that's such a cool feature that was added to the game, and I had to use it in Oasis Springs. That's why the lot is split in two builds. This one here, it's the museum and the actual library, The main floor is museum, and upstairs we have a library space. And over to this side, if we take a look, it's the nightclub, which I think it's my favorite nightclub that I ever did. I did one in Willow Creek, but I think this one has a different type, a different vibe, and I'm obsessed with it. And yes, as you can see, we have posters and a lot of things that makes the build, realistic in a way. And if we go to check the actual museum, here it is. We have an entryway, and then it's a very small one. I didn't have the space that I wanted. I know museums are very big, and I added the masterpiece that everybody knows, Picasso, Van Gogh, and a lot of things I added from the gallery art. And I really think it's, a nice way for people to, come here, see art, get inspired. And then if you have to study or do things, you can do them in the library upstairs. I love the color scheme I went for. This green, it's so lovely. And we have also computers. But if you want to party, the party goes on to this side where we have this nightclub. I don't even know where to start. Let's start with the coats area. If you have coats, you can leave them here, because that's, I think, a realistic thing in nightclub, to get your coat in the coat room. And over to this side, we have the separation area, let's say, where it's, more as a lounge, I would say, not the party area. And we have the bubble blower area outside here on the patio, and the party goes upstairs. This is the main area for the nightclub. I don't even know from what angle to show you, because, as I said, I used the lights in these builds like crazy this time. I wish I'd used lighting even more in my builds. This is also a lounge space. And then we have the dance floor with bar and DJ booth, because the party has to happen right over here. But if you're looking with your Sims for, some more spicy stuff, I would say, we can go downstairs in the actual basement, and you will find this room that's for fun. I won't give more details. We have the love struck costume trunks, and also a room for preparation where you get ready. Maybe, I don't know, you have a show going on. I won't say more about that. And yes, this is the nightclub. I think we're going to wrap it up here about the nightclub. I'm already talking too much about all the builds, and I have so many to show you. Next door to the backroom lot, we have a community pool and a gym. I set this lot to be working as a pool because the pool is the main thing of this lot, I would say. But if you want this to run as a gym, it's completely fine. You can change the lot type right over here to gym. But I felt like for Oasis, having this pool here, I don't know, gives the perfect vibes. And I love so much how this is looking. It feels so realistic, that type of community. Maybe you have Sims that, I don't know, are preparing for a swimming competition. I was just pretending you can actually, do swimming here. And that's why I did this thing with the tool mode here. People actually asked me how I did this. And this is a debug orange type of fence thingy from Snow Escape. And I rotated that with tool and just placed it on the water to make 3 different areas for swimming. And over to this side, we have some towels, some chairs. And here it's the indoor pool, actually, because maybe it's raining or bad weather. You can also hang out inside on this pool. And over to this side is the gym. That's why I said you can easily turn this into an actual gym if you don't want it to be as a pool. And now here we are, guys, on the last lot on this neighborhood where we have a restaurant and a movie theater. The one here is the movie theater, as you can already tell by the aesthetic. And here we have the restaurant. This lot is working as an actual restaurant, but I thought it's a good way to have maybe a date here, to go to the restaurant, have a meal here. I play tested and people are having such a good time on this rooftop terrace, and they can actually go to a movie after having dinner here. We have a small kitchen, and then here is the movie theater, which I adore. I think I want to make a different one, a new one, not for any save, just to make a movie theater that has this retro aesthetic. As you can see, everything it's red in here. We have a lot of posters, and besides the posters with drinks, popcorn, and everything you can get here, we also have posters for movies. I added some well-known movies on these paintings, also gallery art, and I really think it's, I don't know, gives retro vibes. You tell me if I'm wrong. That was the thing I aimed to do. And upstairs we have the movie room, and I play this with this, and Sims actually come here and watch TV, and I feel that's so cool to have a romance date here. I don't know if it's me, or you tell me if you have the same feeling. The parks are a bit not boring to make, but I never know where to start. And I feel like I made the most basic park I ever could imagine. I didn't know, maybe I was a bit burnout and with a builder's block. I think it's a park that's, normal. I tried to give it my best. I feel it's lacking some things, I have to be honest. I don't think I gave my best for this particular park, but as you can see, we have a fountain, playground for toddlers, and then playground here for kids, and over to this side, some chess tables, basically the requirements for a park, some sale tables here. If some Sims wants to, sell their crafting things they do. And over than that, that's this neighborhood. We have just this lot. And basically, this is how my park is looking. I don't know if it's the best park, but I think it works for the time I had and how rushed I was into finishing this save. And why I rushed this park is because I spent so much time on the other mansions that I will show next. The next stop in my Oasis save file, it's the luxury and opulence buildings, because we are here in the Landgraab's neighborhood, on the Landgraab's Mansion, on this 50 by 50 lot, where I gave my best to give them the house they actually deserve. As you can see, they live in this very big Mediterranean mansion. I never did the Mediterranean mansion with black roof, and I think it gives something different than any other Mediterranean mansion I ever did. I know when we're doing those kind of builds, we actually, use red roofs, because that's how Spanish builds, Mediterranean builds are made. But for some reason, for this one, I went with this dark roof, and I really think I did a good choice on the color scheme. I think it screams more luxury than if I had, actually red roofs. Let's give it a try. I mean, why not? See, if I'm doing this, it's not the same. I really like the colors I chose for this. And of course, they needed a lot of money to afford this. As you can see, we have landscaping here and a driveway. We have 2 cars parked in the front of the build. And then we have a tennis court, which is not functional. I did this with tool. I also felt like I didn't have enough space, for this. But somehow I think I made it work. As you can see, the house is actually very big. That's why I didn't have a lot of space to do outdoor, design, a lot of things that you can do outdoor. The house takes a lot of space on the actual lot. And here we have many things going on in their house. We have Nancy's and Joffrey's office. I really think this office suits them. If you watch my speed builds, my builds, this is not really my touch. This is not really, the style I go for. And I love it. I think that's why I was so into this save, because it was something new, something that I'm not used to do. And yes, you let me know if if this interior fits the exterior of this house. At some point, I thought it might be too modern for the actual, outdoor looking. Yeah, we have also a private gym here. We have a laundry room right over to this side and a guest bedroom with their own bathroom. Here is the living space. And if we go upstairs, we have Malcolm's bedroom. And over to this side, we have Nancy's and Joffrey's bedroom. I think it's more Nancy's than Joffrey because, as you can see, Nancy owns it, has a lot of Nancy things, and they have their own ensuite modern bathroom. Nancy also has her own massage room where, she can actually hire someone to give her a massage or put Joffrey. I don't even know. But yes, and over to the other lot on this neighborhood, we have a similar building, but it's running as a recreation center because I was thinking I have so many homes that are family homes and you have so many rentals where you can have your Sims, to go to actually live. And I wanted to do something different. I don't know if the recreation center idea fits the actual style of this build, but I thought you can throw parties here because we have inside a lot of things for events going on. We have music, we have lounge area, as you can see. And also you can have a pool party, we have DJ booth. And also we have activities for kids in the back of the build. If I'm not mistaken, we have a jungle gym. Yes, you can also play basketball, have some sport, and get married. Because I realized I don't have a wedding venue on this save file. I mean, I have in Willow Creek, in Sulani, but in this particular, in Oasis Springs, we don't have a place, where you can get married, but you can get married right here on this top balcony. And I think it's actually cute. If you look at that and you have this view in the back, I think it's really cute. I really think it's a nice place to get married if you need to, want to, or have to. Before starting to talk about every build that's on this neighborhood, I want to show you quickly the overall looking of this neighborhood, basically, because after the community lots one, this is my next favorite one because of the tool mod work that I did here. As you can see, it seems that you have 10 lots here. Actually, there are 4. This lot over here, this lot over here, this one, and this one. Anything else that you see around are debug homes, live edit homes that we have in the game. If we type the cheats or if you're using Better Build by Mod by Twisted Maxi, that's an easier way for you to find them. And I place them outside the lot to make everything more filled in. And as you can see, as you enter this side of the road, we have this church, and I really think it's such a cool thing to have in this Mediterranean neighborhood. I think, as I said, it's my second favorite after the retro one. Then we have this house, which is not occupied. And over to this side, we have something that implies gameplay for you and a challenge from me to you. This is the Oasis Springs bar. It's called Plaza del Sol. And as you can see, this is the shape of the bar, but we have a building in the back. And if we take a closer look to this building, it's kind of looking run down, right? It's looking old and as it's needing a renovation, as you can see. And this is my challenge for you if you get this save file or not, because I will share this build on the gallery as well for you to download. I want you to redecorate and to make this the perfect house and the perfect small business for this actual bar. Now it's currently working as a bar, but if you have a sim and you make this residential, you can start a small business and run this bar as a small business. You can be the bartender or hire someone to do that for you. But the main purpose I have for you is to actually design this house, redecorate it, and to make it the perfect house that you think fits this this lot here, because I told you I have a thing with having multiple lots on the same lot. The main rule will be do not touch my walls. You can delete anything inside the inside walls. I will post this and I will let you know all the rules about this challenge. And I cannot wait to see what you can do with this build if you want to redecorate it and, renovate it. So yeah, this is what I have on this lot. And over to this side, as you can see, everything here, it's added by me. We also have playground for kids, some forgotten kayaks. Wherever you go, you find a thing that you can do. And that's my main, purpose for this save, except for being realistic. Over to this side, we have this Mediterranean big mansion, which is actually a rental as well, owned by the one and only Katrina Caliente. We know the Calientes for being materialistic and rich overall, and probably she inherited this mansion from parents, grandparents, and she's the landlord, actually having 5 units here and just 2 families as tenants. And over to this side, we have the other Calientes, Nina and Dina, living alone in this mansion Katrina provided for them. And imagine Nina and Dina living their best life in this mansion. So here we have the residential rental that Katrina owns. And on the first floor here, this is Katrina's apartment. She's living here alone and she's doing landlord work, basically. That's her main income. And it's a small apartment with a room here that we don't really know much about. We're going to talk about that when we talk about the lore. And over to this side, we have an apartment for you to furnish if you want to move in. If you afford, you can rent it and decorate it how you want. Maybe you want to start a legacy. But if you're not into decorated apartments, you can go in this decorated one with 1 bedroom for adults and 1 room for a kid here. Very chic. I would say very small. We have kitchen, dining, living in the same space, very small, I would add. And over to this side, we have the apartment where Johnny Zests lives. He's not having his trailer anymore. He moved here. And as you can see, this is a bit wrecked down, a grungy apartment. Not so very, elegant, I would say, but that's what he affords at this moment. And if he will afford, Katrina will allow him to redesign the apartment for his liking. And onto this side, we have another apartment. This one is for elders. I don't know why, but elders have something, in this game that makes me more, excited than adults. Because, maybe because they're old and you can have, a backstory of what they did in life. And who's living here is actually Dawn's parents. I wanted to add more Townies to this save file, and I thought, who can I add? Random Sims? Why not add people that can actually, be related with Sims we already know? I know in The Sims 2, they passed away, which is normal. But in my save file, we have Don Lothario's parents. The last neighborhood, it's this one here with Adobe-style homes. We're gonna check quickly the spa, and I will let you discover the other builds I have here, because I chose for this neighborhood to not go, with the trailers that were here before, the trailer park, desert type of homes. I wanted to go with this Adobe style that, for me, I find this type of homes so so beautiful. I don't usually make this type of homes, but for some reason, for this particular neighborhood, I thought they are fitting so well. This is a starter house, this is a spa, and this is a house that it's expensive. It's not a starter. It seems small, but you can move in. It has 1 bedroom. And over to this side, right over here, we have a bigger family house with also rooms for children. And it's very luxurious. Maybe if you get rich enough, you can afford it. It's very expensive, but just look at it. How can this not be expensive? So yes, I believe I will let you discover everything else that's inside of these homes, and I will give it a better view of this neighborhood from this angle to see everything that I added. And we're gonna talk lore now. I will start with Garcia family, which is right over here. I talked about them before because they are running this small business in this neighborhood. And about them is that the Garcias are a hardworking couple who build their little local business from the ground up. She's the talented chef behind the neighborhood diner, while he spends his days creating custom tattoos for their growing list of clients. Between busy shifts, tattoo appointments, and running the business together, life is never boring for the Garcias, but they wouldn't have it any other way. My story for them would be that they are so busy running everything that's happening on this lot that they kinda, forgot about couple tasks, let's say, and doing all of that work kinda makes everything hard for them because they give all they have to the actual business. Over to this side, we have Dawn and Cassandra. I aged up Cassandra now to a young adult. She's not a teen anymore, and she's so in love with Dawn. And now the spicy things are coming. Don Lothario is finally engaged to Cassandra Goth, or at least that's what everyone thinks is the start of their happily ever after. But Don's past has a way of catching up with him, of course. And one of his old adventures is about to bring an unexpected and a rather concerning surprise into his carefully planned future. Dirk is currently working in the medical career because that's what he did in The Sims 2. And Cassandra is into music career. Yeah, I won't tell you about the secrets that are rather concerning about his past adventures, of course, related with the Calientes. And if we move to the Landgraabs, things are, as you already know, from default, because Nancy rules everything, does everything, and family drama consists in this family as it belongs there. The Landgraabs are Oasis Springs royalty, of course, with wealth, influence, and more than a few secrets behind the family name. Nancy has built a reputation as a powerful landlord while quietly climbing the criminal ladder, while Geoffrey works in the spy agency and runs the Mirage Motel on the side. Between businesses, crime, and family drama, the Landgraabs always seems to have a hand in everything. Apparently, in my storyline, Geoffrey doesn't really know what Nancy does. She has this mean vibe. We know she's a mean woman, and she kind of controls everything. But I think at some point, Geoffrey is going to be sick of Nancy. But you will decide that when you'll play with the save, if you want to play with the Landgraabs. And speaking about the Calientes, which basically own this neighborhood, we have Katrina, which is living right over here. And she has more going on than meets the eye. Secretly pregnant and determined to keep it that way. She's juggling motherhood, family drama, and her life as the landlord of sprawling rental property inherited from her past. For now, Katrina is keeping her secrets and her tenants close. Again, if you relate with what I said before, you can have a pretty good picture of the secrets behind Katrina. And one more thing I have to add about the tenants she has on this lot, it's the Lothario family, which are Don's parents. The Lotharios have always valued charm, ambition, and a good reputation. They raised Don to be confident, sociable, and never afraid to chase what he wants. Now enjoying a quieter life, they're proud of this successful man their son became, even if they sometimes wonder where he inherited his irresistible charm and questionable romantic decisions. For the background story that I imagine is that they really enjoy Katrina more than Cassandra, and they are a bit upset that Don moved with Cassandra. But they agreed with his decision, even though they don't really understand Don's romantic decisions. And over to this side, we have Dina and Nina living their life the fullest. And they are dangerously charming duo who knows exactly how to turn heads. And they do because I gave them a makeover. They were not so to turn heads around before. With their irresistible looks, bold personalities, and a taste for the finer things, trouble always seems to follow wherever the Caliente sister goes. So that's the story behind the households in Oasis Springs. For the Roomie's household, I didn't thought about them. I don't really found them. Okay, I have to be honest with you. I forgot about them. I evicted them at some point and I found them in the household panel. And I realized they don't really... Do you play with the Roomies? I don't know their background. I gave them a makeover, but you do their story. I'm curious what you have prepared or what you have in mind for the Roomies or for any other household that's in Oasis Springs. With all of this being said, I think I covered almost everything. I haven't showed you this neighborhood, but overall, this is my Oasis Springs save file, guys. And again, I am going to say that if you download this save file, you will also have my build Willow Creek, my rebuild New Crest, my rebuild Brindleton Bay, my rebuild Sulani, and my rebuild Henford-On-Bagley. Please let me know what you think about the lots. What's your favorite build from this? What's your favorite household? And what ideas you have for starting a gameplay in this save file. With all of this being said, I think this is how we wrap everything up. Everything you need to know about how to download the save file, all the information that you need are going to be linked down in the description below and in the Patreon post. And I really hope you're going to enjoy playing in this save file as much as I loved creating it. And I cannot wait to add more worlds to my realistic save file in the future. Until then, I really hope you're going to have an amazing day. And until the next time, I'm sending you a lot of hugs. Bye, everyone.